Fear not, citizens, hope has arrived because we are back with My Hero Academia Vigilantes. If you guys aren't caught up with My Hero Academia Vigilantes, lucky for you, we aren't either. But we are covering chapters 27 through 31. So I hope if you're going along with the series with us, you are at least caught up on chapters 27 through 31. We're covering 4 chapters in total today. Joining me, as always, is my great friend and co-host, the hero that uses puns, the Implemaniac himself, Isaac Wolf. Isaac, last arc kind of wrapped up with Vigilantes, and we're kind of going into a new era, a hypothetical season 2, if you will. What are your thoughts so far getting into this batch of chapters?
Just this one in particular, it's a prime example of yet again, why not just confirm it at this point in the beginning? You know what I mean. And
Confirm what?
Queech and Pop's relationship at this point. And then we go to what I would argue, one of the most perverted chapters I've seen in a Shonen Jump manga in quite some time.
Yeah, that was what was that, chapter 29, I think, or something like that. That one was weird.
Yeah, that's 27 here for me.
27. I could just, oh yeah, that's like the latter half of chapter 27. That was
Yeah, no.
bizarre. Where we have like this archangel character, Icarus is what they were dubbing him in this chapter, who's just like a streaker,
Yeah.
and like he literally jacked off in the sky. What the heck was that, man?
On top of the underwear stealings brothers.
Yeah, this
Which,
entire that entire chapter was bizarre. I don't get it. I don't know how I would have felt. Again, we're reading this in chunks, so I kind of just breeze by it. But it's like, can you imagine you're waiting 2 weeks for a new chapter, and that's what you get? That'd be so bizarre.
yeah, it's just the whole kid. You got another perv on his head. Nah, he's just got one of those type of quirks. He can't take a flight without the stripping first. I'm just okay.
Hawks could never.
No.
Hawks would never do that. That's insane. So we have that. Then we have like our main through line of what's going on with Knuckle Duster and his family, and kind of like how he's kind of not stopping being a vigilante, but he's around the team less and less, and he's not telling them any specifics. We find out that his daughter is in the hospital, and he's looking out for her there. Do you think, like we mentioned this last episode, do you think we're gonna like phase out Knuckle Duster as a character, like where he's gonna be around as much as like Ingenium or Captain Celebrity, where he's here like every couple chapters, but he's not gonna be around for every single story?
I think it will be because while he is uh, while he is obviously one of the main characters in this spin-off slash prequel, it clearly shows that his, dare I say, main objective is sort of finished now.
True.
He wanted his baby girl back, and well, he got his baby girl back.
Yeah, I one thing that's kind of annoying me about that is I want more information on what happened. Like what's up with the B quirk? What's up with all the pop-up villains and the trigger stuff? It kind of feels like they're holding something back. I don't know if that's the same way you're feeling reading this, because it's like we throw the daughter twist like what 4 or 5 chapters ago at the reader, and then we just kind of resolve it. And it's like I want you guys to explain what happened, and I don't feel like these follow-up chapters, this epilogue, if you will, has really done that in a satisfying way for me. I could be wrong though. Maybe I'm just expecting too much.
I would say that they probably are building it up to explain it more systematically. Uh, I feel,
Mm-hmm.
considering you saw the one that catched the bee at the end of chapter 26.
Yeah.
There is clearly something more that's going on right there,
Yeah, we didn't
and
follow that up at all yet either. Interesting. I forgot
which
about that.
which makes me wonder that while her role in the bees this bee saga is complete, the bees are totally not or not completely out of the picture, if that makes any sense.
It can never just be easy, could it?
I'm so proud of you.
No, but it's like, yeah, I'm with you there. Like they're probably just gonna keep like seeding it in the background. I just feel like the less we see of Knuckle Duster, the less we're gonna get of that storyline, and that's kind of disappointing to me because that was the biggest, like that was the main objective, the trigger, the bees, blah blah blah. That was the main villain for this entire story so far, and it's just not wrapping up in a very satisfying way for me, because it's not wrapping up at all. It feels like they're just going to keep pushing it forward, but in the background getting less focus, which is fine. I do appreciate spending more time with Koichi and Pop. They're both really good characters, and I like seeing their dynamic. I don't know, man. I don't know what I expected from chapters 27 and onward, but it
I
definitely wasn't this.
I have to say though that the subtle conversation between Knuckle Duster and his daughter is honestly one of the more touching parts in a shonen I've read in a while. It's it's maybe not touching, but emotional stuff I've seen in a while. Yes, him trying to reconnect with his daughter while is is his wife dead, or is she just sick, or
We knew she was sick. I
you
don't
know that's
know if she's dead though.
okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has become so worse that it would become worse because the scenario, but the whole "I'm here" panel that they are making a full panel of. That's actually one of the more powerful panels in this entire spin-off so far in my book.
Yeah, I think that's why I want more from that, right? That those are the moments that I'm really interested in, and we're just not getting enough because I love it. I love that scene. It's incredible. And like you said, it's very moving and touching. And the short time we've had of this father-daughter dynamic between the two, I think they're doing it really well. I don't know. I feel like we should have had an entire chapter dedicated to just those two following chapter 26.
Also, I have to uh, wonder how he explained to Mr. Spiky Boy here of how she on the whole situation. Considering he just sat there and didn't really move the muscle. Also, regarding this, when he was checking um, what's the word of it?
What, like
Uh,
keeping watch?
keeping watch. Thank
Mhm.
you. Keeping watch on her while Knuckle Duster was gone to buy something. Which that if this gets an anime adaptation, I would love to if they just have a small conversation about him trying to explain all this.
It's Knuckle Duster, so it literally could have just been, "You watch her, or I'll kill you."
Probably.
Yeah, that's what that could have been. One thing that I find really interesting throughout all this is like what's going on with Captain Celebrity, and like learning that our vigilante crew is basically making more trouble than actually helping people, which makes sense because without Knuckle Duster there, they don't have a bruiser. These two aren't fighters. So they end up getting into a fight that they can't handle and having to call a hero at the last possible second, which is just kind of funny. And it's
Yeah,
something you don't really think about. It's like, yeah, they would probably have to call for help.
and I have to say that I started laughing when I saw Crawler getting chased by that murder man, this screaming "Help me!" and then you just see Jojo and Cyclops, Wolverine, sorry, Wolverine and Cyclops, as they were from Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, just standing there. But hey, what's up, Crawler? But
Yeah,
you kind of sucks, huh? Good luck, dude. That actually made me laugh.
yeah,
Honestly,
it's a really funny moment. These My Hero Academia Vigilantes chapters have tons of funny moments in them. That's one of them. Pop becoming a mini celebrity is also kind of funny, and I don't know, like it's just a lot's happening. I appreciate again though in the last chapter 30 in chapter 30 we see Aizawa and we see Miss Midnight again attending the second concert, which I thought was funny because he missed the first one. But then we kind of learn about what this trigger is doing or how they're modifying trigger and how it's affecting quirks. The bigger the villains get, we already established that the Crawler and Pop Step cannot handle some of these some of these villains because they're just not fighters. The bigger the villains get, where do you expect things to kind of turn? Do you expect Knuckle Duster to come back and be a main character on that team? Do you expect more heroes to get involved? Like, are we going to see Endeavor, Best Genus, Miracle, Hawks? Or do you think they're gonna have to we're gonna have to like power up the two characters we have here so they can start fighting back?
yeah, it shall be interesting to see because how do they? What is your pardon? How do you scale up the problems as the story progresses? Usually do without going full on My Hero Academia. If
Mm-hmm.
that makes any sense.
Yeah, like will Koichi unlock 6 quirks to combat this? That'd be
You know, he suddenly unlocked 12 and it becomes the secret stronger than All Might, but hides in the shadow because nah, I'm just tired of this.
that'd be so bogus. I would like this is a shonen though, so you know he's gonna get some crazy power up before we get to the end of the series. Happens all the time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just I just wonder how they're gonna go about it. We already kind of showed that he can like fly a little bit a few chapters ago, which he hasn't really done since. So that might come back into play and like evolve from there. Quirk evolutions are a thing that we've seen in the main series, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And also, when it comes to chapter 30, I have to say, I really do love Aizawa's and Kayama's banter between each other.
Yeah, they're the best. They're the best.
Yes, the Midnight being the weird, eccentric in the teacher, and Eraserhead being, well, Eraserhead. What else can I say about the Eraserhead part?
I know,
Um,
right? He's the best, and it's fun seeing him in this setting. Like, is he a UA teacher? Like, he doesn't even mention UA. He just
I I don't. In that chapter that you guys didn't get, didn't she said that Midnight say that you should be a teacher for UA? So
okay. So he's not even at UA yet.
I think so. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. That explains why he's doing so much hero work up in the day. I'm like, shouldn't he be in class right now? That makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, like a lot is happening here in like the background. Like there's not a lot to say about the concert commercials and stuff like that. It's just I wouldn't say filler, but it's just kind of like fun background stuff that's kind of fleshing out what the characters are doing in this world. I just have nothing to really add with Captain Celebrity and Pop Steps concert.
Also, yeah. One thing I think it's worth mentioning in the in the concert.
Yeah,
Koichi getting dragged in.
yeah, that is funny. Or Tsukuuchi saying, "I thought his name was the Cruller." That was funny. That was a funny callback. We haven't had that one in a while. That was actually really well done.
And of course, they are filming a movie at the side with the Captain Celebrity.
Yeah, of course.
I said that in the previous episode, and I say it again. Can someone please have a kaiju that bites his head off?
I don't know. Like, I didn't hate Captain Celebrity in the last few chapters we've had him. He was really like insufferable before, but like he's a jerk. But he's not like the last few chapters haven't depicted him as like the world's biggest jerk.
Okay.
I don't know if his character is evolving or if we just aren't focusing on that aspect that much.
Yeah, fair point. But I do find it funny how he's scared of his of Senpai. That makes me laugh honestly, because the whole don't tell her I'm here, don't tell her I'm here. But
right.
That was actually kind of funny.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. It's just again not a lot for us to like break down and analyze here on the show, but I want to acknowledge those moments do make me laugh and they're appreciated. They're kind of just that's something I want more from My Hero Academia. Like I love all of Deku's class. I love Class 1A, and I want to see more of them in just like everyday life situations. And the glimpses we get, they're really fun. But a lot of the time, it's work studies with the heroes, fighting villains, war. Lately.
Yeah, but it makes sense why it's quote unquote war right now.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, but I wish the story didn't go in that direction. You guys will see in season 6. We're not going to spoil that for you. But yeah, there's a war coming. Deku said that at the end of the last season. That's not a spoiler.
Yeah, and it's it was an interesting few chapters, even if not much happened.
Yeah, it's kind of like resetting the status quo because we even see in the narration that he's saying Knuckle Duster isn't around that much, but it doesn't feel like he's really gone because his presence was that important to him, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like it's kind of resetting our expectations. That's why I'm calling it like season 2, right? Because we're shaking up the status quo, and this is the future of vigilantes from here on out. And that might change by the end of this story arc, but we did shake things up a bit where we're not focusing on Knuckle Duster as much. We're focusing on Koichi and Pops a little bit more. We're introducing the pro heroes a little bit more. Like, think about it. We've had Aizawa and we've had Midnight a decent amount the last 8 chapters or so. And we have Captain Celebrity here. And so this is becoming our new cast with the supporting characters changing and everything. So it's a shakeup to the status quo.
Yeah. Agreed.
Nice.
It shall be interesting to see how it all evolves. No Kirk pun intended.
For sure. Isaac, was there anything else you wanted to cover before we call this an episode?
No.
Awesome. Well, everybody, that has been My Hero Academia Vigilantes chapters 27 through 30. If you guys enjoyed this, consider subscribing here on the YouTube channel and give us a follow on Twitter at Amateur Otaku Pod, where we're posting everything. We're posting all the videos here, all the podcasts in our podcast feed. Make sure you guys check out the backlog on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Simply just go to your podcast platform and look up the Amateur Otaku, where we're talking all things anime, manga, and even some Western animation stuff here once in a while if we're feeling up to it. Isaac, where can people find you on social media?
Well, you can find me over at Emblemaniac and my work over at Woman Entertainment.
Awesome. You can find our other co-host, Brandon Alvarado, at the Scarlet Fan 52 on all social media platforms, and you can find me at Novice Cinephile everywhere except for Instagram. It's the Novice Cinephile there. With that said, you have a fantastic rest of your day. Go beyond. Plus Ultra.
Plus.